All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the RLI Spring 2020 Tier 2 2v2 Grand Final. My name is Cardinal and I'm joined by NuaLaoch. We're going to be bringing you through this Tier 2 Grand Final and I'm very, very excited. How are you keeping, Alex?
Not too bad. Looking forward to this one. It should be a good one. Best of five here today, and both of these teams have been cruising their way through the playoffs to get to this point. I don't think they've dropped more than about 2 games between them over the course of playoffs so far. So looking set to be a good one here.
Yeah, it's been big performance from the lads in the server now tonight, and we will get into things relatively quickly. I think we're almost ready to go. Everybody's in, and we're just waiting on the players to join their teams and get started. But yeah, like you said, they've had a pretty easy run now through their respective brackets so far. They've been kind of cruising their way through, but I think this is the game that everyone's going to be interested in.
Yeah, absolutely. One of these teams is, of course, going to be taking home the win. Ryan has managed to do that twice in the past. He's playing for Let Us Win on the blue side today, alongside Lapsley. So he'll be looking to add to his collection of titles here in Rocket League Ireland. But up against them, I mean, Fassbender and Fine are definitely players who can be looking to put a stop to that.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. It is, of course, for anyone tuning in at home, a best of 5 series. So plenty of Rocket League awaits us. We might go all the way, who knows, but for now anyway, we're just waiting on the players to get in. It is, of course, Let Us Win versus the Rouge, and this is the Tier 2 Grand Final. I believe, Alex, if I'm correct, we will have the Tier 1 Grand Finals right after this.
That's what I've been told anyway, but you know how fast things change around here.
Of course.
But we should be jumping into the Tier 1 finals basically almost as soon as this series ends, hopefully, which will be a best of 7. I'm not sure if we have confirmation on the teams who will be taking part in that yet, but definitely more good Rocket League to stick around for after this series is done.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to double check with our lovely, wonderful admins who are managing everything behind the scenes for us. All the players are in. I think they're just waiting for
us.
Yeah, I think they're waiting for us and we're waiting for them, so I'm not sure how that works, but we should be underway in just a couple of minutes, guys. So again, Let Us Win versus the Rouge. This is the Tier 2 2v2 Grand Final, a best of 5 series, and I'm not really sure which way this could go. I haven't, honestly, been keeping up to date with the brackets and everything, how that's played out.
As I say, I think both of these teams, they were the top 2 seeds coming into this tournament, so it was kind of expected that we might get a chance to see them here in the finals. And they look to not have been really tested so far in any of their games. So we'll probably only really start to get a sense of how well both teams are going to play once we get into this first game here. And I think the first couple of minutes of this first game are going to be really telling about the way the rest of the series is going to play out.
Yeah, and with that said, I think we are underway, ready for our very first game here between Let Us Win and the Rouge. We're going to kick things off over on DFH Stadium. Kickoff going the way of the orange side. Go straight down towards the net. That is a very fast goal.
Yeah, it was a nice shot by Fasi, but it was a little bit of a whiff here by Lapsley. It was Ryan in the end actually couldn't get to it. He probably should have been able to get to this one in front of the goal. And maybe that's those grand finals nerves coming out a little bit. See if he can steady himself as this game goes on.
Yeah, never great to concede that early on, but sometimes, you know what, you can just put it behind you, but it's gonna... Oh, dear, no, that is definitely not how it's supposed to go. Fine taps it in from the kickoff again, and you might be right, Alex, this could be a little bit of those grand finals nerves, but they need to sort that out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, that one, even more than the first one, was just a little bit unlucky. That kickoff went completely the way of the Rouge, but... Yeah, being 2 goals down less than 10 seconds in is not where you want to find yourself as you started. It might be 3.
Oh no, it's going to hit the crossbar and come down, and Laps doesn't want to catch it. Sent back up by Fasi now. Laps is there for a great clearance down the field, and now they finally got a bit of breathing room in the very first game of this series. Ryby's going to take it up, but decides to leave it for his teammate. Always an interesting difference in the playstyle when you go from a 3v3 to 2v2. You don't see it too often, yeah. But always interesting to see how teams approach having that extra bit of space on the field. Laps will catch it in midfield and takes it down towards the sidewall, pops it up and actually gets it up and over, but great block by Fine. He's going to stall it up just in front of his own net, and he's got plenty of time to play with. A little bit of a whiff, but we'll leave him off with that one. It's early days still, and
yeah, you can see already coming through for the teams just the side of Let Us Win are just playing a little bit less aggressive than the Rouge, maybe shaken a little by those early goals. Lapsley Ryan wasn't really there to follow up on Lapsley after a great bit of offensive pressure, and just couldn't actually keep the pressure up when they had a chance. Oh,
that is most crucial, yeah. Straight in front of net, but Lapsy's going to catch it. Now fine, last man back has to be careful. Oh, it's going to go up and over. Roy is there to catch it and send it in. The bump is there, but no, not on target. Now, possession will go back in favour of the Rouge, taken all the way downfield, but oh, it's going to come up straight in front of net. A great block by Laps, and now momentum shifts back in front. It's going to get sent towards the net, but wasn't on target anyway. I'm not sure if Fasi realised it, but he's going to send wide regardless. Defensive pressure coming out as the Rouge will have another shot on target. Laps is going to catch that.
It's all been Laps here for the Let Us Win. Ryan really needs to get into this game if they're going to have a chance to kind of close this 2-goal lead that was opened up against them early on.
Yeah, they really haven't applied much pressure. I know they've had a couple of goals, they've had a few shots on target, but the Rouge so far haven't really seemed to been under a lot of pressure, you know, and we just see them taking it down the field. Their clearances are on point so far. They've definitely settled into this grand final a lot faster.
Yeah, that's Ryan's chance. It was a good save by Fine. I mean, that's at least signs of life coming out from Ryan, and that's dangerous. Could be a chance here, but Ryan looks like he might be starting to find his footing a little bit, and that's going to be really important here for Let Us Win.
Shot is a little bit high from Laps as it gets sent downfield again. Ryan has to make that touch and send it to the side. Gonna carry it up the sidewall and back downfield. Collects the boost on the way as well, which is big, but Laps is not really there to capitalise on that. A poor touch as well will give possession back to the orange side as it brings it down into Let Us Win's danger territory, but it is going to be wide. Didn't want to overcommit to that one. And I've got to say, the discipline here from the Rouge to not really be, you know, playing over aggressive or kind of making some silly mistakes because they have that 2-goal advantage. Yeah. They're happy to sit there with this 2-goal advantage and just play out the rest of the game.
Still trying to make it 3 though. No, I absolutely agree with you. The Rouge have just looked much more controlled whenever they're in the ball. I think you've hit the nail on the head with that word. They look significantly more threatening every time they get the ball down into Let Us Win's half. And I mean, that's the pressure. It's just really good play in front of the goal. As you say, it's discipline, it's control, and it's actually capitalising on the opportunities that they're getting here.
A little bit unfortunate there with the bump, and obviously sometimes you just have to shake those ones off and say, you know what, look, it's gone in, we'll forget about it. But you can only forget about it for so long before a 3-goal lead becomes a serious problem. Yeah,
I think game 1 looking like it's going to be a little bit of a wash here for Let Us Win. It's time to start focusing on actually just getting that mental reset, looking towards game 2, looking towards the rest of the series, and hoping that you can find a way to take it back. That double commit is not good signs of that happening though.
No, definitely not. Ryan will take it down the field and up onto the side wall. Again, gonna go for the reset, but a little bit too much power on that one. Laps will be there to collect it. Sends it back downfield. Fine is gonna grab the boost on the side, but a great ground pinch to send it across. And now this is the big chance here, but no, they're not able to line up for the shot. Extra touch is going to absolutely kill his teammate, and now back in possession with only 60 seconds left. The Rouge absolutely cruising to a game 1 victory here. Make that a 4th goal as well. Fasi has picked up his hat-trick, and with 54 seconds left, Alex, I'm not really sure if they're going to be able to get back into this one.
Yeah, I think I'm about ready to call time of death on this first game here for the side of the Rouge. I mean, it looks like a little bit of communication issues coming through for them as well. That attempt on goal, just the one extra touch being taken completely through Ryan off his shot and not able to get it on the end. But it's still, I mean, it's Laps creating all those chances. A couple of really good touches, and there is, you know, capitalising on that and kind of pushing that forward and letting Laps have space in the middle of the pitch to try and get these shots on target may be the way for the boys to actually get game 2 victory. And I mean, call it a fake if you want, but at least it's Laps doing something.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's always important to get that first goal, just to be able to prove to yourself, say, look, we're able to score against these lads. It's not a total wipeout. I mean, it is only a consolation goal unless they can pull something magical out, but it is a goal nonetheless.
Yeah, I think there was a bit more faith in Laps there than he deserved, because I don't think he actually got the flip reset, and the save was looking for that. But, you know, you have to expect your opponents to do well.
We take those,
We call that a fake. It's fine.
23 seconds left. Laps is going to have another chance, but a soft touch will send it wide. Fine is going to collect that now, and with 16 seconds left, it is just par for the course here. Now, the Rouge is going to be happy with their game 1 victory. I don't think it's mathematically possible for them to actually come back into this one now. 6 seconds left, just looking for the last consolation goal, and a great effort from Laps, but it will be a game 1 victory going the way of the Rouge.
Yeah, and just a clean win for the Rouge here. You know, they looked in control and they had the ball. They got a little bit lucky with those 2 early goals, especially the second one, I think, was, you can't really call it necessarily a great skill, great display of skill. Jesus, my words are not coming out today. You can't really call it a great display of skill in terms of that second goal that they got, but they pushed their advantage. They held it. They, as you said during the game, they didn't get overconfident and start pushing too hard and give Let Us Win a chance to get back in. So just good play to close it out. And if they can keep that level of play up over the rest of the series and just kind of keep it clinical, keep those goals coming, we should be seeing a pretty straightforward win for the Rouge here.
That's just it. And I think a big proponent of that was the fact that they did concede 2 very soft goals early on in the start of game 1. And that might have just impacted the mental a little bit, and they couldn't really kind of bring themselves back into the game. But obviously getting that first goal, always super, super important. And I'm hoping to see Let Us Win just have a little bit more mental fortitude coming into game number 2. And this is a good chance for them to prove that, they deserve to be in this grand final.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan has a chance here. That's a good finish. Ryan's showing up, boys.
A lovely touch to send it into the top left corner, and serious power on the shot as well. Fasi actually had the save, but it was just too little too late to get up to that one, and he couldn't keep it out. First goal going the way of Let Us Win, and the first time that they've actually put themselves out in front in this series with 24 seconds into the game. And this is looking much, much more competitive already. Ryan is going to collect it on the back, and he has plenty of time for his teammate to rotate back in. Great control, and the 50 as well to continue that possession downfield. He's going to carry it all the way, but no boost remaining. This is looking much better, Alex. I'm really liking to see this start.
Yeah, that goal looks to have settled Ryan a little bit in this game. I said it in the first game that Laps was kind of doing a lot of the carrying and the heavy lifting in game 1. And seeing Ryan actually come into it and do it, although I say that he's just given away it's not a goal. That was a little dangerous. Laps nearly puts it in himself. But it looks like Ryan might be settling into this a little bit, and it means that if it can free Laps up to do a little bit more, and if Ryan can actually apply pressure of his own, we could have a chance here for Let Us Win to actually equalise game score, although it's getting a little bit loose on the other side. The Rouge are missing shots that we would have expected them to put in based on game 1.
Yeah, that was pretty uncharacteristic actually. Fasi with a clear miss. It wasn't even close now.
Yep.
This is looking like Let Us Win's game to lose in the first half anyway. Fasi's going to carry that down, goes for the reset, passes it across, and Fine didn't want to commit to that one. Plenty of defensive pressure to hold them back as Ryan will collect it and send it towards the midfield up on the sidewall. Is he going to go for the back wall, or is he going to just try and send it in? It looked like he was going for the reset. Couldn't quite get the pinch down. And now, that demo's big. This is going to be a goal.
Yeah, that's just clean. It was a really good demo. There's been a couple of good bumps by the side of the Rouge in these 2 games so far. They're playing that kind of physical game very well. And it led to a goal in that case. Just well played, to be honest, by Fasi. I think he's been having a pretty good series so far and continuing with that bump.
Couldn't agree more as we are evened up again. 1-1 is the scoreline. All even Stevens for now. Let Us Win with a great punt downfield. Fasi will collect that and send it out wide, but they've lost possession. Again, it is looking a little bit more scrappy.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I want to call out there something that we saw again, which is that the side of Let Us Win are actually doing a really good job of controlling the booster end of the pitch. A lot of the time, you see Laps then again collecting, and they were kind of doing it in game 1 as well, but just not to great effect. But this time, they're actually managing to use their boost advantage to get that pressure back for themselves. So just keep an eye on both Ryan and Lapsley as they hog all of this on the pitch.
Oh no.
Boost doesn't matter if you can't hit the ball.
Oh dear, you absolutely hate to see it. Not unless you're on the side of the Rouge, however, right boy. So look, you just gotta put those behind you and say, look, you know what, it never happened. We're starting from scratch. They're down a goal now, but they can't let that get to them. We don't want to see a repeat of game number 1 where they just look down and out. And I want to see a big response here from Let Us Win. The ball will be collected and picked up by the orange side. Ryan with great contest on the sidewall, but he's in a similar position again, leaving Laps all on his own to collect that. He will send it downfield. He's got plenty of boost. He might actually beat Fine, but no. The read was good. Ryan sends it towards the net, but it is just a little bit wide. A great touch from Fasi to get it out of the danger zone. Collected by Ryan again. The flick is good, but he's got to beat a second man now. Laps caught in no man's land. Oh dear, what a touch. It's going to go in. Fasi just absolutely obliterates Laps' positioning, and that's going to be a 2-goal advantage.
What a touch, Jesus. I don't think anyone expected that one to go in, and Laps least of all. Just Fasi came out of nowhere to get that touch over the top of Laps. Just a great goal. I think we were worried about Let Us Win crumbling a little bit under the pressure, but I don't think there's any fault to be had there. That was just a fantastic goal by Fas.
Yeah, there was no saving that one. Absolutely no way. 3-1 is the scoreline now. The Rouge back in the driver's seat. Plenty of pressure piling on now, and we're starting to see them tighten up that playstyle just a little bit more. They were a little bit all over the place at the start of the game, maybe just reeling after their game 1 victory, but they're looking a lot more calculated now as we get into the dying moments of game number 2. Let Us Win still down 2 goals. They need to make some sort of resurgence here in game number 2 if they want any chance at it, but another goal going in, and we're looking at a repeat scoreline.
Yeah, there's what happened here is something that the Ladderoos have been doing very well and Let Us Win just haven't been able to capitalise, and that's just pushing forward very aggressively when they have boost and there's only one man back. A lot of the time when Ryan's been getting through on goal and there's just one defender left and Ryan's got full boost, he's been taking it slow, taking slow touches and letting the defender dictate how the 1v1 goes. The opposite of that is what we're seeing coming out of the side of Ladderoos, which is as soon as they have a chance and it's one-on-one at the back, they will just push, trust that the other teammate will be there to back them up if they lose the 1v1. And it's led to a couple of these goals now for them.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And bear in mind, everybody, if you're watching from home, 3 is the magic number. If the Ladderoos go ahead and win this game, they will be on grand final point just like that. It could be a very quick series. Let Us Win have to stop the bleeding before it becomes such a huge problem. They're not going to get too many more chances if they lose this game as well, and they could be looking at a potential reverse sweep if they want to take this grand final with 48 seconds left. They're really not making it easy for themselves, Alex.
Yeah, they're definitely not. Going for a few creative touches, we'll call it, over in that corner, and that's not really what you want to see when you're down 3 goals and there's, clock is running out. You need to be just playing aggressive directly on night and just make chances for yourself. You can't afford to be messing around in the corner trying to get a montage shot.
Definitely not in the grand final anyway. Maybe leave it for the casual games afterwards once you've won. But with 22 seconds left, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Ladderoos are well and truly ready for that grand final point. Fine is going to collect it and just run down the clock. He's playing it nice and slowly. 11 seconds left. 4-1. I don't even know if Let Us Win are up for another consolation goal at this point. It's going to be game 2 going the way of the Ladderoos, and they are putting themselves in pole position to take this grand final in a clean 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, ball's going to drop here any second now. And the Ladderoos, as you say, will take down this game number 2. And honestly, they're just looking like they're completely outclassing the side of Let Us Win. Let Us Win, they kind of, once the first goal went in, they started to fall apart a little bit defensively, And the Ladderoos were kind of, it's a little bit of both, I think, where the Ladderoos are also feeling themselves after they get those 1 or 2 goals. I mean, Fasi put in 4 in that game, and they were all within about, a minute or 2 of each other. Definitely playing with confidence in this series. And I think, honestly, probably could look to take it down in this game 3.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the dressing room with the Let Us Win lads at this point, because they just haven't looked like they were in it. They had a great start to that game in game number 2, but afterwards, once 1 or 2 goals went in and we saw that unreal touch from Fasi to put it in the back of the net from midfield, it was just a case of, it just fell apart, and they looked like they were just kind of down and out. And they never really looked like they had a chance of getting back into it. I think the key for Let Us Win is to have a good start to the game and establish a lead, and then be able to just hold off on the defense for, however long they need to go for. But it seems to be if they go down 2+ goals, it just tends to fall apart.
I think that's part of the problem as well, though, is that they got that start in the last game, and if they're not going to win with the start that they had in the last game, where they got an early goal and were kind of looking pretty strong for the first couple of minutes, if they can't close that one out, it's going to be very tough for them to do it in this game 3, barring, going up 2 or 3 goals early on. That's a really good effort by Fine.
Game 3 well and truly underway. This could be the last match of this Tier 2 Grand Finals. We'll have to wait and see if Let Us Win can make a bit of a resurgence and pull something out of the bag. But for now, it is absolutely the Ladderoos series to lose, as Fasi and Fine attempt to take this in a clean 3-0 fashion. Oh, that another touch is going to absolutely kill Ryan, but a great 50-50 to send it wide. Boost has been collected now, so they've got to play this one safe. And the aggression from Fasi there to take that.
It's just constant aggression, completely unrelenting. They're not giving the Let Us Win a chance to breathe at all in this defense, and it's something we called out in the last game. The pressure was something was going to crack eventually there, and it looked like it was going to be the defense, but it's just this constant pressure. It's just putting shots on goal again and again and again, and asking Let Us Win, do you even answer this time? Do you even answer this time? Do you even answer this time? And the answer eventually is always going to be no, and that's what's winning the Ladderoos this series.
1-0. The Ladderoos again get their first goal on the board nice and early. Ryan has to make that touch. I'm not sure if he had the boost for it or not, but you'd imagine he needs to send that over the bar. And just like game 1, they've conceded 2 very early goals.
Yeah, and just like game 1 as well, that's a bit of a soft goal from Ryan. You really, as you say, you really need to be saving those ones in front of your own goal, especially when you're not under pressure at all. Just a bit unfortunate there for Ryan, really. He looked like he was starting to settle into the series in game 2, but I'm worried that he's lost it again now.
Yeah, only time will tell, but they're slowly running out of time. Slowly and surely, Let Us Win are going to be out of this grand final before they even got into it, unless Laps and Ryan can make a big comeback here in the last 3 minutes and 40 seconds of what could be our last game. A demo will open up a chance, but it's a soft touch and Fine is able to send that wide. Again, you can't get into the mindset of just trying to not lose. You know, this is not the champion mindset. You know, they've got to play to win, and at the moment they are just looking absolutely outclassed, as you've said, Alex.
Definitely. I mean, it's any time Ryan has gotten in front of the goal, he just doesn't seem to be able to find the power on those shots that you're going to need to get a ball in past the defence that's been coming out from the Rouge. I mean, there's still time in this game. You know, two goals definitely not an insurmountable lead, and it would be the start of a great comeback story if they managed to win this game. But they need to start getting some offensive pressure down, and they need to start actually looking like they want to score with these shots. That's not it.
Again, another soft touch in front of net will give possession back. Fasi's going to pass it to his teammate. A lovely 1-2, but he doesn't have the boost to collect it for the second time. Has to wave dash. Corner boost will be picked up by the blue side as Ryan now attempts to carry it downfield. Not looking for his teammate, just trying to carry it the whole way himself, but now they've left an open net and Laps can't get back for that one. It's going to be a third goal, and we're just over halfway through the game.
I'm having a great time watching the Rouge play here because, you know, they're just being a bit cheeky in the middle of the pitch. You know, they're trying to outplay their opponents, little fakes in the middle, little back and forth 1-2s, and they're just playing really good Rocket League, to be honest. I mean, you know, we've talked a lot about how Let Us Win aren't really having the best series that we've ever seen out of these players, but at the same time, I think we have to say that the Rouge have played exceptionally well so far this series.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, we've got to give credit to the Rouge. Both Fasi and Fine have had their moments in this series. I think even in the last game, Fasi had 4 goals all by himself, you know, one of which was an absolutely obscene touch, and he almost goes and does it again. Fine is able to collect this now, decides not to spin. Fasi is up, contesting with both players. A double commit from Let Us Win will give possession back to Fine. He's going to bring that to the sidewall, looking for the demo, but it's not going to come through. Ryan has to get back, and Laps with a good touch sends it wide. Fasi, ooh, he makes a little bit of a mistake there with that jump. Boost will be collected by Ryan, but I don't imagine they're going to be under too much pressure, and they've got a 3-goal advantage. An unfortunate shot from Laps is going to hit the crossbar. Ryan tries to follow it up, but there's 2 defenders there ready and waiting. Fine will carry it downfield, and there's only 1:30 left. This is looking quite grim for the blue side.
Yeah, and I mean, that was the first real attempt that we've actually seen from Let Us Win that looked like it might go in, and it came off the back of actually just shooting the ball at the goal hard and then trying to collect the rebound. You know, that's what we've been asking them to do all series long, is just take your shots, try and actually get a bit of pressure down. And unfortunately, it looks like it's that realization is coming in a little bit too late for them.
Yeah, just not giving themselves enough breathing room. They're out of mistakes. They have to win this game just to continue the series. And the first goal is going to go in, and maybe a little bit of hesitation from Fine in the net. It looks like he was in a great position, but not realizing Laps was going to be so close. He's going to get the touch above him and send it in for the first goal of this game. But they need to score another goal, and they need to do it relatively quickly.
Let Us Win finally injecting a little bit of pace into their offense, you know, actually just banging that ball off the back wall and then being the quicker team to it, which has not been the case at all so far this series. So finally seeing that happen, and I mean, 1 minute is time to do it. They're looking defensive again here, and with the pace that they're showing, they might actually get it in, but that's a big whiff on that post, and that could be the end of this series.
Yeah, Ryan needed to make that a much more competitive shot, but they've given up possession in the midfield, and now he's going to carry it back down. Has he got the boost to go all the way? He has! Ryan has just made up for it, and he's put in a beautiful goal with 43 seconds left.
The goal here for Let Us Win is just to make me look like an idiot if they end up winning this series off the back of Ryan's play, because that was a pretty filthy dunk.
Yeah, maybe he's just been hustling us all this time, you know, building up the kind of
letting me run with the narrative, and then, you know, as soon as I establish the narrative, he's just like, nah, you're wrong. Oh, never mind.
Oh no, he's collected it. Okay, no, they're back in it. 2-3 with 33 seconds left. Are they going to be up for the task? Fasi is going to go for the redirect. It's going to hit the top corner and come back out. Now Laps and Ryboy sending it downfield. Ryan is going to try pick this up. Is he going to go for it all on his own? The flick is not quite there. Fasi will send it back downfield. And now they've got possession. 15 seconds left. The blue side know they're only going to get 1 or 2 more attempts at this. They have to make it work with 9 seconds remaining. Ryan is going to take it in the sidewall, but the clearance is not there. Only 3 seconds left. This is going to be their last attack. If he lets it drop here, their chances are going to be... Oh, dear.
Unlucky there.
But they almost made the dream work.
Yeah, GG. It was, as we said, really, really well played series by the Latteroos. It was fun Rocket League to watch and let us win. At least made it a little bit exciting there at the end, you know. Definitely looked like they might have the miracle comeback in their grasp, but a couple of big key misses in front of the goal towards the end just kind of let it slip away. But, you know, I mean, both of these teams made it all the way to the final. They played good Rocket League all day, and it was an enjoyable series, if nothing else.
Of course, definitely. And we have to give credit where credit's due. The Latteroos were absolutely stellar. Both Fasi and Fine had their moments in each and every game, and they will be your 2v2 champions in the Tier 2 division. So congratulations to the Latteroos. And as far as I know, Alex, we are just going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back for the Tier 1